now, well, actually the knight was taken. There's the threat to take this pawn on b6, which is a weakness, so Carlsen took on a4.
Magnus Carlsen, and this is the position that we're looking at. Peter, the bishops are open. As you're saying, they can be challenged. Bishop to d5. Magnus can start looking at ways to develop the queen on the other flank of the board.
Yes, so basically this is what he's hoping for. Let's just go back to the very beginning to understand what happened. It's just a move order issue. In this game it was f4, in some other game it came with g3, f4, g6, g3, f5 to get the same position, a4, creating luft for the queen, and then Magnus going knight f6 with the intention exactly after a5. I'm pretty sure that Magnus wants to go bishop d5, because if you don't play bishop d5, give white one more move to get the knight to c3, controlling that d5. How on earth ever will black activate that queen on a8? Yeah, it's such a scary situation.
I love this approach by Nodirbek. It is combative, it's aggressive, and it takes away a lot of key squares for that black queen. As you pointed out, not only the fact that the bishop is stopping b6, but also the pin that will happen along the a file. Bishop d5 played, yes, you solved one of the problems, but the other one to play b6, which will be a takes b6, and you can't recapture with the a pawn, is still in the air. This is fireworks from the start. Nicholas, what do you make of these opening moves?
I love it. I love Nodirbek's approach to spend another tempo here to go a5 to restrict the black queen further, because you have to play against the specific elements in a certain freestyle position. And here one very important element is that the strongest piece, the queen, is stuck in the corner, whereas this queen can only come out to a3 or to a4. So Carlsen now played bishop d5, but as you said, Tanya, yes, you get rid of this bishop, but still, let's say after bishop takes d5, knight takes d5, let's say a move like d3, still if you play b6, you cannot take back with the a pawn, and you would, if you do play b6, you would, well, taking is not even the best option, but there's the potential white takes on b6 and tries to target the a pawn, and you might end up with a worse structure. So I really like the first opening moves by Nodirbek, and now we have some more moves. Knight f3 and b5 was played. Yeah, maybe knight f3 was not the best choice, because now you are in this pin, and this bishop is quite well placed, and after knight c3 it can maybe drop back to c6. So it seems that Magnus is getting his queen into a game. That is a very important thing in this position.
Yeah, I feel like knight f3 was a very ambitious move. Yeah, trying to keep all the pieces on the board, but I felt like Magnus is so relieved that he's able to push b5, and that queen on a8 is already sitting perfectly. I'm trying to really struggling to understand what Abdusattorov has in mind. Yeah, that's why he felt like he is not worried about this b5, because now one can argue that this a4, a5 was a waste of time. Black played b5. Okay, he can still go for example, a takes b6 and then trade the queens, but then rapid match in Miskolc against me, I was sure that my 2 pawns are queening, and he, like if here his rook could go to f4, and this rook on f4 somehow slowed down my 2 pawns, and his king was just in time to reach, and he played that like in 2 seconds, and I got a heart attack that the completely winning position actually just resulted in a draw. But his rook from e5 cannot jump to f4.
And it's such a bad square for the rook because the f5 square is also taken away by the g4 pawn. Once this pawn moves forward, it's just going to be difficult for black to actually defend it. So he had to move the rook away to a square where you can eventually come behind it, but it wastes a very crucial tempo for the king to start its march back.
Yes, now it's...
f7, can you win this immediately with f7?
f7, rook f6, king g7, king d3, g5, king e4, g6, and the king cannot... Yes, the king cannot run further because then we queen the pawn.
And that's the calculation that Nodirbek needs to do. The way he's played, he's definitely going to find this one, Peter. He starts with g5, but I don't think it changes anything.
I think it's also the most natural, and I also like to push those pawns compact. And king g f7, king g7, g6, yeah, no reason to rush with any of the pawns, yeah. 7, rook f6, king g7, and then g6.
Only move. Magnus Carlsen, he plays it. The king moves forward. Black's king not in time. Look at Nodirbek blitzing his way to victory, and he does it. He takes the win against the GOAT. Wins the round robin, finishes at the top of the table in grand style.
Yes, absolutely. +4 undefeated in this field. And also when looking at his games, yeah, those results are absolutely justified. Okay, he was lucky to serve against Vincent in the very first game of today.